Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Cover Zero Show with me, your host Simon Conboy. Carrying on with the draft preview series today, this episode will be focusing on the AFC South Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if you've not seen one of these episodes before, what I'll be doing is giving my primary team needs heading into the draft, free agency essentially having wrapped up at this point, my first round mock pick for them, and then going through rounds 1, 2 and 3, offering up players that I think fit those needs and will likely be available and could well be considered by the team at those junctures respectively. So the Jags, in terms of team needs, sticking mainly on offense. You know, they've invested heavily in defense in the last couple of years. Not a huge amount of holes there on paper, at least. We'll see how it goes during the season. I've got the offensive tackle spot. Brandon Albert's holding out. I don't think you can rely on him at all, and there's really nothing else at the position. Of course, Jokel's gone, but that's no loss. He was very, very poor for them. Definitely need to get better protection. I've been on, I've said I don't believe in Blake Bortles at all and think this franchise is just going to be stuck middling at best whilst he's there. But, they're sticking with him. They've got to at least try and protect him. Similarly, guard, the offensive line was very poor last year. Normally, I am more willing to give QBs a pass, but I saw a lot of stuff from Bortles I didn't like. But they also need to improve the guard play. Run game non-existent as well last season, and for that reason they also need a running back. Now, I like TJ Yeldon as a player. He's not been nearly as successful in the league as I thought he'd be coming out of college. Part of this does come down to, as I say, the O-line is definitely not a positive at this point in time, but they do need a more talented running back to handle the load. I expect them to address that early in this draft, like many do. And Chris Ivory, I hated the signing at the time. Just didn't make much sense to me. That didn't work out. Definitely need to find someone there to take the load off of the passing game. So in round 1, I've got the Jags going for Leonard Fournette, running back from LSU. In my opinion, him and Myles Garrett are clearly the two can't miss prospects in this draft. I think he'd fit pretty much anywhere. You watch the guy's tapes, incredibly impressive runner. He'd just give this offense a whole new dimension. So I think he's going to be the pick. I can't see him necessarily being taken there. His word team's trying to trade up to get him, but I don't know. I just don't see it in this day and age for a running back, even one who looks as good as Fournette does. If Fournette is, for whatever reason, not available, I think you'd probably be looking at the cornerback position or the safety position to be addressed, whether that's Jamal Adams or one of the top two corners that are available. I'm not sure they'd be happy about it. I really do think this team's assuming it's going to get Fournette, and they're going to likely do so. I suppose Jonathan Allen could be considered, but I don't know if that would be a great fit. The defensive backfield, they lost Prince Amukamara, who played well for them last season, so definitely need another corner, as well as Jalen Ramsey played, somebody else. Because I just feel like Bouye, I understand the money he was given, that he did play well for a large portion of last season, but that could so easily go wrong. I definitely would want another corner, just in case it does not work out. And you can never have enough cornerbacks. Safety may make more sense though, thinking about it, and that might be where you see Jamal Adams come in, give him some leadership as well. So that's round 1. In round 2, this is where I think they'll start looking at some of the offensive linemen. As has been said by me and countless others, it does not look like a particularly good draft for it at this stage. I don't know if there's any tackles that will necessarily warrant being looked at. Maybe, I can't see Taylor Mooton going this high in round 2. Similar, like Dan Feeney, the guard. I don't know if he'd be considered good value, but he'd probably be one of the top guys on the board at that spot. Pochich is the guy I mentioned before. I see him maybe considering him in round 3. Again, round 2 seems a bit high. So perhaps this is where we can see maybe a tight end being taken. A guy like Evan Ingram would make a lot of sense. If they don't go Fournette round 1, again, Mix and guys like Donta Foreman, I think he'd be certainly considered. Safeties, I think, will be looked at. Buda Baker, Marcus Williams, possibly Melifonwu if he's still there. I think they'd be great picks. If they go corner, I don't know. I think they'd probably leave. If they can't get one of the top talents, I'm not sure if they would necessarily consider it. But not at this stage in the draft anyway. I think tight end makes a lot of sense here. Heading into sort of round 3 again, more running backs. I could definitely see them doubling up on the position, which is what I've had them doing in my mock. And this is again where you get guys like Kareem Hunt. Tim Williams, give them an edge rusher. They need another one of those. Siragusa, the guard, he could certainly be considered. Moton, the offensive tackle, I think he'd be a possibility at this point. Bucky Hodges as a tight end in round 3, because I think Ingram will almost certainly be off the board, as well. Probably a couple of others by that point. I think Bucky Hodges would be a guy that would be available though. Give him a big athletic tight end. And yeah, unfortunately, the issue I've got for the Jags is, let's say, I feel the offensive line is the position that most needs to be addressed. It's a tough draft for them, as I say. Like a guy like Asiata or Siragusa in round 3, I think they could step in and play. Dan Feeney may fall to that point. I think he goes at the end of round 2, possibly early in round 2, just because the need is there, which is unfortunate for this team. And again, as I've said, the tackle spot's a bit tough. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. What do you guys think? How do you assess the Jags? Also, bear in mind, I think they could go with a slot receiver. A guy like Cooper Kupp, he'd be worth considering in round 3, I think. Let me know. Do you agree with my assessment of the Jags? Are there any particular players you'd like to see them consider or have your eye on as a Jags fan? Give us a shout, whether it's through the comment section below, Cover Zero Facebook, or find me on Twitter at Simon Conboy. I'll do my absolute best to respond to anyone who does get in touch. As always, if you've enjoyed it, check out some more. I've finished all of the NFC, got mock drafts up for the first 3 rounds. And yeah, check some of that stuff out. I'm sure you'll enjoy those too. If you can like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon, all that good stuff would be thoroughly appreciated. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for your time, and as always, go Bucks.